All right, first off, I want to give a big shout out to Robert Wilkinson, who is the newest Patreon subscriber, Patreon member, Patreon supporter. So big shout out to Rob. You might know him as Drunk Rob from Drunk Rob and the Shots, even though he's been sober for some years now. So now he's Sober Rob down in Florida. So I appreciate you, man. Thanks you for donating to the show and keeping the show going and growing. And if you want to know how to actively support the show, go to Big Truth. Go to patreon.com/Big Truth. Again, Patreon, patreon.com/Big Truth. And that's a way for listeners to be able to financially support the show. You guys are the salt of the earth in my eyes, man. You keep the lights on here, keep us going. And while we're talking about people that help us out, I got to give a big shout out to Old Bike Barn at oldbikebarn.com. They are your source for motorcycle parts, especially if you have an old Japanese bike and need to find some of the old Japanese parts. So check them out at oldbikebarn.com or on Instagram at oldbikebarn. If you happen to be in the unfortunate situation where you find yourself in a motorcycle accident, you need to check out Law Tigers over at lawtigers.com, or on Facebook, type in Law Tigers plus your state so that you can get in touch with the local office that will be able to help you out better. But go to lawtigers.com or go to Facebook and type in Law Tigers in your state to get some help there. They are a motorcycle law firm that was founded by riders for riders, and they specialize in accidents and injuries. If you have any troubles with inflammation or sleeping, insomnia, anxiety, things like that, and you wanted to try out some CBD, but you are unsure where to go, you need to check out Crater Lake Clear CBD. All organic, all legit. If you go to their website, craterlakeclear.com, it goes through all their processes of how they extract and make the CBD from the best materials on the planet. It's not some garbage at the bodega that's got all chemicals and garbage in it. You need to get the real source, craterlakeclear.com. If you use the promo code BigTruth at checkout, you will get 20% off your order. Now, if you have a pet that's in the same situation, a cat or a dog or a horse even, you need to check out Vet CS, because they make CBD, real top-of-the-line CBD for your animals. So check them out at vetcs.com. And if you use the promo code BigTruth there, you get at checkout, you get 10% off your order. And while we're talking about saving your money, you need to check out Omerta if you are looking for some clothes. Spring's coming, summer's coming. You got to get some new T-shirts, got to get outfitted, looking proper and correct. Check out omertamia.com. It's OMERTAMIA, or on Instagram and Facebook and all that, simply at Omertamia. They top-of-the-line clothing company, fully backed by me because they're brothers of mine, but I mean, they print on U.S.-made shirts and stuff wherever, and use U.S.-made apparel wherever possible. You just need to check them out. If you've seen the shirts like Intimidate All Witnesses or Mind Your Business, things like that, that's them. So check them out, mertamia.com. Use the promo code BigTruth at checkout for 20% off your order there. And while you're looking for clothes, check out Pitchfork at pitchforkny.com or on Instagram at pitchforkny. They are a mainstay in the punk, hardcore, and extreme music, metal and whatnot, extreme music industry, clothing company. It's the shit all your favorite bands wear. They also got a record label, and they're doing a limited release of 7 inches, and they got a new LP, a New York Hardcore compilation LP. So check them out, pitchforkny.com. If you're looking for more clothing and weird shit and nefarious wares and whatnot, and you're into weird shit like serial killers and cults and like the occult, or just dark shit, but you're also into music like stoner and doom rock and hardcore and whatnot, but you're into like show vans or like 70s boogie vans and choppers and things like that, then Heavy has got what you need, and you need to check them out at heavy.bigcartel.com or on Instagram at Heavy Clothing. My man Zac Doom also helps me out a lot behind the scenes as a low-key producer on this show. So check out Heavy at Heavy Clothing on Instagram or heavy.bigcartel.com. If you are into motorcycles and riding motorcycles and want more information about the world of motorcycles, you need to check out Chop Cult, which is the biggest information clearinghouse and message board and whatnot on this topic. They got, like I said, they got a message board that's broken up by topic. They got an online swap meet where you can buy, sell, and trade parts. They got a online calendar of events, so you can find motorcycle-related events all across the world, broken up by area and by date. And just cool shit. So check them out on, and everything is absolutely free. They don't ask for your credit card, none of that shit. You just sign up for free. So you can find them at Chop Cult on Instagram and all the social media, simply at Chop Cult, or go to chopcult.com. If you're looking for more motorcycle parts and clothing, then you're more than welcome to check out my shop, which is a full-service brick-and-mortar motorcycle shop. It's choppahead.com, CHOPPAHED. CHOPPAHEAD.com. I knew something was wrong there. But yeah, Chop Ahead. We're located at 13 County Road in East Freetown. You can come in. So if you spring's coming, you want to get some new gear, you don't know what size your head is, your noggin grew over COVID or whatnot, you got brain encephalitis or some shit and your head swole, you need to come in and try on helmets. We carry Bell, Biltwell, Simpson, all kinds of shit. And we got a parts counter. We got a full service shop in the back. So whether you need an oil change or a full custom chopper built, we got you on lock. Check us out, choppahead.com, on Instagram at choppahead, and on Facebook at choppahead customs with a K. And last but not least, if you want more information on the podcast, check out bigtruthpodcast.com. Now, before we get into it today, this is a different format. We recorded this one live at the Mama Tried show in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on March 5th. So this is a live broadcast. Well, not even a broadcast, but this is a live recording. And we had a litany of guests come on from all over the motorcycle industry and the motorcycle world. And I can't thank everyone enough for coming on. And thank you to Scott and Warren from Mama Tried Show and Flat Out Friday for hosting the event. Thank you for everyone that came by and watched for a little bit, all the spectators. But again, thanks for everyone on the guest list that came in, and for Kenny Cupcakes from New York, my man that helps me over here at Chophead. He kind of ran the show for me and corralled the guests and kept it moving and warned me when time was getting up and everything. And also got a shout out to production crew that the event had there. And also, just so you know, there's a video component of this. You can watch it on YouTube on my YouTube page, which is just Big Truth Podcast. So check it out there. But without further ado, let's get into it right now.
The Big Truth Podcast. Laying down the hatches! Get ready!
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
I'm used to having the theme music to come in off of, but I'll be like, yes, welcome to another episode of the Big Truth Podcast, and stoked to be broadcasting live from the Mama Tried show in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, my second favorite place in the world outside of Boston. The fuck's up, Milwaukee? I'm here with Scott. Scott owns Fuel, one of the owners of Fuel Cafe, but more importantly, one of the organizers of the event today, Flat Out Friday and Mama Tried Show. Scott's been a guest on the podcast before, but we did it the COVID way over the phone. Way better to be sitting here with you, bud.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
What's happening,
Great to
man?
have you in Milwaukee, Truth.
Oh, I love it, man. One of my favorite times ever in life is for the Harley 100th. I came out and I got off the plane, and Milwaukee Mike, you know Mike,
Yes.
and Spanner and a couple of guys picked me up, put me on Spanner's extra bike. It was a Triumph 500. These guys are all on big twins. I'm not a small guy, and we go right to the bar, get bombed, and then we're bombing around the highways. And
Killer.
it was a good time, man.
That's a great crew to get started with the first time coming to this town.
Oh yeah,
that's for
yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Milwaukee's always been a welcoming place, always been a good time. I mean, you have a city
whose main industry is beer and motorcycles.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to have a bad time here.
I guess that's true. You know, it's funny being here. When you grow up here, you kind of forget that we have those things as like, you know, like legs of the stool. You know, the beer and the motorcycles are both, you know, holding up the town, and we just kind of take it for granted. But it's a great town, and it's a great motorcycle scene in Milwaukee too, which I think, you know, sort of contributes to the success of Mama Tried Show, Flat Out Friday, you know, even Fuel. Yeah, I don't know what it's like in Boston, but in the Northeast, but in Milwaukee, we have, especially in like the race culture, like you said, that you just show up and someone just lends you a bike. If you don't have a bike to ride, someone will just be like, here, just use mine. No questions asked. You know, it's a very sharing culture. Everybody's really into it for the, you know, just to have a good time. And it's not about like, oh, I've got this or I've got that. I think that's kind of, I don't know if that's unique to this place, but it's always been inherent.
I think in the general motorcycle community that, like, we all know there's different, like, kind of subcultures within a culture.
Yeah.
But the crowd that would be here at this type of show,
yeah,
like, I think that's tried and true anywhere. Like,
yeah,
like, Boston doesn't have as big of a motorcycle scene as Milwaukee, obviously, for, you know, we don't have Harley or whatever right here.
Yeah, I suppose.
But, you know, I got a ton of people that would let you borrow a bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure in your circles, like, everybody's super cool because you're cool and your friends are cool, and you guys have that thing about you, and that's what makes it great.
But that exists everywhere in the country in small pockets, which makes our subculture kind of even more unique in the general motorcycle world.
Yeah,
I think. You know
I think
what I mean?
so too, and I think that, and like what you said. Like, this show doesn't appeal to everyone, just like every show doesn't appeal to everyone, right? Every show has its unique personality that appeals to, you know, the people that it appeals to. And it doesn't, you know, if you try to be everything to everyone, you don't really have much. So it's like you just do the thing that makes you happy, that you into with your friends. And if people like that and come to it and have a good time, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Plus, I think the other thing that's cool about the shows I don't want to say of this level, because you guys kind of got a really good, solid, crazy thing going here. But I mean, the community that the show appeals to, like, there's shows like in Texas, or there's shows by us, or there's shows in California that appeal to the same crowd, but they all got their own local culture or flavor to it that makes them all interested. And it's cool to hit that circuit. And we're all on the same circuit, because I see you everywhere else as much as I see you here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And whatever. But
you know, the one thing I was going to ask you about, it was like, there's the intersection too of like punk and motorcycling and like skateboarding, and like is that how prevalent is that? Like, would that have a lot of effect in like how you got it? I think we talked about this on the podcast, and you probably get asked this a lot, but does that really have a big...
So for me, motorcycles was the logical next step of punk rock and hardcore and skateboarding, which was loud, fast, and dangerous, and do it yourself and antisocial and whatever, you know what I mean? And I feel now more like when I was young and first getting into it, a lot of the people I met were more the traditional biker, gray beard dudes, Leonard Skinner dudes, you know what I mean? Which
exactly.
is cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But now I think it's been a logical progression for a lot of people. So a lot of people you meet in this world, especially younger people, like, have come from some kind of other subculture over to this, like whether it's skating or punk or hardcore or metal or whatever. There's been a lot of overlap. And I like it because those are the worlds I operate in. I just don't like it when people don't respect the ways of those worlds. And we won't get into that. And for all the listeners at home, and for our friend Mr. Simic, he was supposed to be here.
We got to talk about
Farco.
Nick.
So just give a big shout out to Farco Enterprises Worldwide.
Nick Simic is a good friend of ours. A few years ago at it was like an after party of Mama Tried. It was like 2017 or something like that. We all hung out at the Palomino. it was late night, and we had a table full of really interesting and unique people, and we had this great conversation that went on for hours and hours and hours, and Nick was such a big part of that because he just chirps in with these little
quips,
quips of humor, and he's if you know Nick, he's a great personality, and he's always like a joy to have around. He thinks of himself as like a bit of or like an Eeyore, you know, like, oh, you guys don't want to have me around. I'm just a bummer all the time. But he brings so much good vibes, like whenever he's in the room.
Yeah, of
and
course.
I just love having him here. So we tried to get him here. He's really busy with work and with working for Yucca, and that's Yucca Fins, and that's great. And if you don't know about Nick, Yucca Fins, like their whole marketing branding thing is awesome, and I think it's a big part of Nick, because like Nick's skills and talents doing graphic design and stuff. So,
and you may have known him from At the Risers or Fartco.
At the Risers,
whatever.
Fartco. So. Yeah, here's to Nick. Wish he was here.
I had to try really hard to pronounce the R in Fartco when I said that, so that the listeners from everywhere could understand. But
I remember that's the thing you kept saying, that you're like, what kind of name is Fartco anyway?
Fartco, yeah. He's like, I just wanted to bum people out, and I was like, good enough for me, dude. I'm down 100%. So what's coming up? So obviously this live podcast segment, like, is a new thing at shows, and a first at Mama Tried. Like, what else is kind of on the skyline for Mama Tried? How's the show going to keep evolving? Like, I've already had you on, and we talked about the origins, so go back and listen to Scott's episode.
Yeah.
We don't have to backtrack, but, like, what do you guys got coming up, man? Because I'm sure that's what people want to know about.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, we're always trying to stay relevant. Like you said, and I was having a conversation with a younger guy this morning, like, he's a racer, but he's also in the show, and he just brings a unique vibe. I think it's really important to keep younger people coming up through. And like you said, when there was a lot of graybeard guys the scene was kind of dominated by that, and that's cool. Now I am. Yeah, me too. Look at me. And so, but I want to make sure that we don't just carry our thing, like straight through and just stay linear that way. We want to bring in younger people, the stuff that they're into, and let the show evolve. I think it's important in Flat Out Friday. That's Jeremy likes to sort of curate that, always being welcoming to women and people of color, and just like, and keep fresh people coming into the scene. And because the vibe, really, that's what it's about. And when you're bringing in fresh people and fresh perspectives, I think it's just really important. We don't really talk about it that much, but bringing in young people in there, and people from outside of this culture, the skateboarding, punk rock, chopper Harley culture, people that are coming that have fallen in love with that culture, but then they bring their own unique perspective, I think is really, really important.
Well, I think that's always showed in the array of bikes that you guys have out, because it's not just a chopper show. You guys got a lot of race bikes, a lot of just cool bikes, like whether it's, no matter how custom it is, like some stalker, like Vincent out there, you know what I mean? There's a lot of cool shit out there, which kind of is always interesting, because I love choppers. That was my first thing. But sometimes at a certain point, you're like, all right, I've seen like 4,000 20 over Springers today. Like, what else is out? You know? We love all bikes. Right? There's different bikes for different things.
Exactly. And I think that, it's kind of cool how Warren and I met is I was kind of from like vintage racing and that kind of thing. And so when I met Warren, and he's, he grew up, his dad's builds Harley motors and has always had a Harley shop. So it's like, that's his lineage. And so when we first met, all we were doing was just peppering each other with questions. I was like, how do you ride a hardtail? Like, I don't even understand like how you guys ride those things. Like, how do you ride a long bike with a Springer on it? Like, that just seems so crazy. And he's like, yeah, but why do all flat track bikes have 19-inch wheels? And like, how do you, like, how important is suspension? And like, where do you ride hair scrambles? And, we just like kept peppering each other. Like, what's ARMA? And like, how do you race vintage? Like, what's vintage road race? Like we would always answer a question with another question. And like the conversation just kept going on and on and on. And then the more I learned about, because I was.
And then you had a child, and his name was Jeff Wright, and he was building bikes that were right in the middle.
Exactly. So I think that was, it was cool because we both bring like what we're interested in, and our interests definitely overlap, and so there's that skill set, which Jeff totally embodies. Right. Yeah. Like bringing both of those cultures, having a rad fabrication ability, but also like a really great style
and a vision.
And a vision, exactly.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're busy. And I thank you for I know you've been doing podcasts all day as well.
No,
and
it was great though.
I know you got a lot going on.
I'm just really excited that you're here and doing this. And I love your podcast. I know you have a lot of fans, and I think a lot of people are really excited to have you here. So thank you for doing it.
We just try and give a voice to people in our worlds, like the music worlds, the motorcycle worlds, and then the weird shit, Get a little funky sometimes.
I love
some
it.
UFO stuff. And
I love your
psychedelic stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. We got to do that. But I definitely want to thank you for taking the time to come on today, for setting this up, for putting on a good show, always putting on a good time, and facilitating a rad time for everybody, man. I know it's a lot of work. I know you and Warren and everybody involved. Like, I know you got a good crew. Like, big respect to everybody for putting on a good time, man, because that's what we need more, especially coming out of the last couple of years of bullshit.
No kidding.
Fucking be at shit, have a good time, be present, and don't worry about pictures online. Come see that shit in person.
Exactly.
And that's what this is. So
exactly.
Fucking thank you.
Thanks, man.
All right, bro. All right.
All right.
Again, Mikey's been on a past episode, so look up his episode. We won't rehash origin shit because we've only got a limited amount of time, and I know you guys got to get up. And Mikey's I super appreciate you coming because I know you got to do a lot of video content for Lowbrow, and I super appreciate you coming because I know you got to do a lot of social media content for Lowbrow. But what's up?
We're in Milwaukee, and it's always a party.
Always full fucking throttle.
No matter how many...
I wanted to say the I word right there, but I'm like holding myself back.
No matter how many times...
I hear Ken's chuckle. He knows what I'm saying.
No matter how many times...
It rhymes with Captain Picard.
Captain Picard. No matter how many times we come here, it's always a good time. And Scott and Warren just do an insane job. And I just love coming here.
But Midwest has got it locked down between you guys with fuel and this. These are my favorite. These are like, sometimes I have to pick and choose, and I always pick and choose these. Because it's always a good time. I've never missed a fuel.
I know, and I appreciate it.
Even when you put me out in the back, way in the back, by myself with a door that was locked.
I put you way up front this time.
I know,
man.
I'm just fucking with you. I always have to fuck with you about that. So, what's going on new with you, dude? You get new book or what?
I'm still procrastinating on my book.
Because you promised that. Oh, shit, we got 2 mics.
I got a mic.
Thank you.
Tight.
Big shout out to the production crew here. They're doing an awesome job.
Lowbrow, we're actually releasing every other week right now a thing called Saturday Sportster with Todd Muller.
I've been seeing that.
So that's what I've been really doing a ton of.
You guys got to watch out because you're going to make Todd too big. And he's going to ask for more money or he's going to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's at the age of almost retirement.
I know.
He bought a house in South Carolina, and every single week he's like counting down the days that he gets to go back.
He has Post-it notes on his door, and it counts down every single day, and he remembers it's the first thing in the morning.
But that series I've been editing as it's going on, so that's why we're releasing it every other week. So it's been filmed, but I've been having to edit those cuts in between, also doing the normal Lowbrow stuff.
So for people that might not be familiar, just give a little synopsis of the Sports of Saturday.
Tyler actually came up with the idea. He said, how cool would it be on a Saturday to sit in your garage, watch somebody teach you how to build a bike without having to do any fabrication? Really, you can bolt on everything that we have at Lowbrow Customs and make a bitchin' bike from a stock Sportster. So we call it the Saturday Sportster. Grab a couple beers or chai teas or whatever the hell you're into.
Liquid Death.
Liquid Death.
Hint, Liquid Death. I'm giving you a shout out.
Liquid Death.
Say, come see.
So.
BigTruthPodcast.com.
So, yeah, and basically you sit there with Todd and he just walks you through step by step on taking a bike apart and then building it back up. In this series, we're doing a tracker style bike because hooligan bikes are cool and we got a lot of parts that can make those. And it's the response is insane.
How are you finding, because Lowbrow's put out, we all been around a while, and we all put out different video content. I used to put out the whole videos, 2-hour things. How is it? How is like the series stuff going for you?
I feel like it's building hype. You know, people are really excited for that next episode to come out. They're like, "Oh, I wish it was every week. I wish it was coming out. My Saturdays are not the same without Todd." You know,
Release it early. Do it on a Thursday.
but and it's helping sell parts too. You know,
Making sure this says more Todd.
yeah, more Todd. More Todd.
Is Todd here? Because I want to fuck with him.
He's not.
All right.
We tried to get him to go, and he's like, I
Yeah.
gotta save my time to go to the beach.
And he's got to record a new. Well, you're here, so. So what's going on in the world of social media, and how are you liking your position over at Lowbrow?
Oh, I freaking love my position at Lowbrow.
So Lowbrow is fucking salt of the earth shit. Like I know Tyler since he was just starting.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see the progression, like of how fucking crazy you guys have gotten. And but tell us a little more about what you're doing over there and what you got going on.
Just to tie in with the Saturday Sports Store, I mean, we've been getting so many people sending us all their, hooligan tracker bikes and everything like that. Super cool to see, what we're doing. People are also following along. Yeah, everybody loves Todd and playing the drinking game every time he says, woo! Super, yeah, super fun. So that's my shout out to Todd. But yeah, it's cool to see, the community come together and how hype people get and how happy they get. And it's just fun to see that.
Yeah. It's engaging for people that you live in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the country somewhere. Like, and I'm not saying the middle of the country is the middle of nowhere, but you live like 20 hours drive to anything.
Yep.
You can see that shit and fucking get involved.
Yeah.
She also started our TikTok, which
Oh,
we didn't know what
boy.
that was. She's young.
it's
TikTok, I don't know what the hell it is.
I'm young, but TikTok is younger than I am, and that's
right.
difficult.
So
We're learning.
I'm sure you guys have to do this too. When any new social media comes out, you gotta sign up so you can get the name.
Yeah.
Some motherfucker, whoever has Chopperhead, you're an asshole on TikTok. Fuck you, dude. Like,
Yeah, fuck that
so
guy.
like, why do you have that? But I had to sign up and I had to do Chopperhead official, and I put 2 posts up, and I don't really understand what I'm supposed to do with it. But everyone's like, yeah, dude, you can like blow shit up with that.
Oh yeah.
So what's TikTok for us that don't know?
A TikTok for Lowbrow at least is really
please.
our chance to show everybody the behind the scenes at Lowbrow. Everybody seems to love that. Everybody loves Dove. We call him Doug. But people like to see that inside, and what you see in those videos is really what it's like. We're really like a family, and we're really that goofy, and we really have that much fun. It's not like when the camera goes off, it's like back to work, but that is our work day, and it's super fun to share that with everybody so they know, it's not scripted. It's never scripted, and we just love to laugh and
for
be
some
dorks.
For some reason, 7 out of 10 people think that all we're doing is drinking beer and building choppers all day, and really we're not doing any of that.
No.
It's spreadsheets and fucking doing dumb shit. And
I 100%. And the Chopperhead DVDs, everyone thinks it's just a party all day.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, don't get us
perception.
wrong. Yeah, we have our fun, but yeah, it is. There's spreadsheets and numbers, and you have to use your brain a lot.
But it's when you come to shows like this is when you have the fun, because it's also our vacation.
Yep.
And that's what everyone doesn't understand. It's like, all right, gotta blow off steam because back to the grind.
Yep.
So it sounds like different social medias kind of have different strategies or different purposes.
Yep.
So TikTok is behind the scenes.
Yep.
What's Instagram and Facebook?
They're a little bit behind the scenes, and also to show off, everyone else's bike. We love to share what we see because it's so super rad. People might be doing something we've never done or never have thought to do, so it's super cool to see
Celebrating
stuff like
customers,
that.
celebrating them.
Plus, there's no shortage of people that are using your parts.
Yeah,
or stuff.
we're not Lowbrow Customs without our rad customers, so we love to show them off just as much as they like to talk about us.
Absolutely.
And then going to events. I'll be in Daytona next week, so I try to do a little bit of social media, every platform for when I'm at these events. Try to go live. I hid banners all around here, so there's scavenger hunts and things like that, just to keep everyone interested and keep it fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What's coming up for Lowbrow that people should know about?
Oh, we just announced on the way here.
I saw some weird cryptic announcement.
Lowbrow Get Down is happening. We haven't done it in 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's the party in the woods with the hippies.
Yeah.
Party in the woods.
We didn't answer any questions. We didn't
Nope.
say anything about where it is.
Nope.
But if you know, you know.
Yeah.
And it's at the same place we've always had it. And it's the Lowbrow Get Down party. And
the
everyone's
woods.
fucking stoked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
I've never
pandemic-
been to it, so I'm stoked.
Newbie.
How long you been there?
3 years, going on 3
Yeah,
years.
so you right before
Yeah.
shit went down.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I've heard things.
And then Fuel Cleveland's hopefully going to be end of July or mid-August. I'm not sure yet. I'm looking at a venue, whatnots, and yeah.
So I have to ask you in a public situation, what weddings do you have planned for next summer so that I can book full speed ahead?
Absolutely none.
Okay, all right, just wondering.
I'm coming, Truth. You let me know the date, I'm coming. Me and Tyler are going to be there.
Yeah. Dude, I love it, man, because like we were just saying with Scott, like every place has its own thing, its own flavor, its own city behind it. Fuel and Mama Tried have never been a bad time ever.
I appreciate that.
Both rad cities. I encourage everyone that's listening that's not here to go to these fucking shows. Don't wait for the picture feeds. Like, go to the shows because it's such a good time and you get to hang out with people and create more of a bond with people and more of an interaction with people that means more than just social media. Social media has its place, absolutely, but you get way more out of it when you're there.
For sure.
I won't keep you guys, man. I know we gotta go. Anything else though? Like before we
Nothing but I love you.
Yeah.
For everyone that's listening, they can't see the flush that's come over my face.
And if the bartender could get Truth some more drinks because he's out.
Yeah.
He's
So everyone knows. We kind of we went overboard last night, as we always
per usual.
We say Friday we're going to try and take it easy. We went overboard. My plan is to drink through the podcast so I can get through the podcast, and then I'm not drinking again until we get to the shed later.
Yeah.
You guys going to the shed party?
Yeah, ship party, sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You should all go to the ship party.
Yeah.
The problem is most of the people listening to this won't hear it till next Wednesday. And the shed party will be over, and Mama Tried will be over, and you'll feel like an asshole for not making it out. But then just
That's your fault.
use that as empowerment to make sure you get to the next show.
And then make sure you get to Fuel Cleveland.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's the only show I've never missed one of.
I appreciate it.
All right?
Hey, man.
Fuck yeah. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
You got to shout out all the social medias.
Lowbrowcustoms.com, baby.
Baby.
What's
Yeah.
the TikTok? Everyone's waiting.
Lowbrow Customs is our TikTok, yeah.
At Lowbrow Customs at
Yep.
everything.
Yeah,
At Lowbrow Customs on everything. And
So
yeah.
obviously you're a little more ahead of the curve than me because other motherfuckers are getting my name on shit. And if you go, the most annoying thing is if you go to the Apple Maps, Chopperhead Customs, for some reason, is some dude in Indonesia claimed it. So even when I try and get home, it says 5,934 miles away.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Fucking, you're doing me awesome. All right, fucking love you guys. We're gonna drink
love you
later.
too.
Well, no, we're not gonna drink later.
Liquid death.
We're gonna drink
later.
liquid death later.
All right, brother. Thank
All right,
you.
you guys have a
Thank
good
you.
one. We'll see you later. Thank you for coming on. Now it's gonna go bad. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse. It's gonna get darker and weirder. In darkness. We got Zac Doom from Heavy. Oh shit. And Bobby, good times.
Someone say
Goddamn.
building choppers and drinking beer.
Fuck yeah.
I don't do either.
You don't do either. You build bars.
Those
and,
days are over.
So I just like saying, for anyone that's seen Chophead Volume 1, Bobby's the dude that's smashing a 40 bottle over my head. An old English bottle.
That's when I built
When it was still
choppers
glass.
and drank beer.
Yeah. Well, both of you guys are sober now, right? Sort of.
Kinda.
Sort of. Alcohol-wise, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, drink.
So Zach is the hardest guy in choppers to kill. He came back from encephalitis. And I fucking just love seeing you guys. Fuck yeah. But what's going on? Dude, you got a whole line of bars happening.
Yeah,
It's
so I
picking up.
Yeah, so I basically decided building choppers was just too much of a pain in the ass and big expense. So I was like, let me just do some small shit, see how it goes. And
You had too many knuckleheads.
yeah, and I don't want to. I like that.
You don't wanna bogart 'em
I just
all.
want my motors sitting on a bench so I can look at them.
For when one blows, you can put the next one in.
Yeah, when I put them in a bike, then I don't get to look at them anymore.
Yeah.
Sitting in the corner.
Well, fuck yeah. How's it going transitioning from just doing the bars, man?
Man, it's good. I started doing bars because I couldn't find a set of bars I liked, and because I'm an electrician my whole life, bending conduit was always my thing, man. So I did a set, and I was like, oh, those look cool. And then someone's like, hey, can you make me a? And then it just kind of took off from
It
there.
spiraled, right? Like,
Spiraled out of control, man. Yeah, really.
but if anyone's looking for a good set of U.S. made, handmade,
Dude, yeah.
Stainless.
There's no hydraulic bender here. It's all, it's all that, right? A $300 Trick Tools bender.
You get the Trick Tools?
Yeah.
You don't get the JD?
But I actually got a die made for it, though. So.
Did you get the die made?
I got the die made.
So you can do the tight bends.
I got
the bends that you ain't going to buy from Drag Specialties.
The ones that are in the bender and I have to beat them out because
they won't stick out. They won't come out. Fucking what's going on with Heavy, man? I know you had a new release, the new shirt and hat.
Yeah, I got a new shirt, new hat by artist Ways Dead. We're just, still doing our thing and, just stoked to be back, getting on the event schedule again and, stoked to be at Mama Tried. See everybody.
Absolutely, man. That's the fun shit, right? Like, that's the fringe benefit, right? We get to go to work, but work's hanging out.
Because I just would build a bike and show up at a show, and I wouldn't have to make a T-shirt. Like, all the shit that goes involved with that stuff, I was like, my T-shirts aren't done. Where's my business cards?
Yeah.
And now I see people walking around with my damn name on their back of the shirt.
Fuck yeah. The best thing about having a booth is that you got a place to hide. The worst thing about having a booth is you got a fucking booth that you're beholden to.
Place to come find you.
So Zac is my behind the scenes. For anyone that doesn't know, he's my behind the scenes producer of the Big Truth podcast.
Yes.
He's always on the hunt getting me good guests. We got some fucking rad shit coming up for 2022. And we got like dudes that are on like FBI's most wanted list coming on to the podcast.
Whatever happened to Crime Faces?
Dude, I'm calling them out publicly. Thank you, bud. Thank you. This is Kenny Cupcakes. Fucking keep me lubricated.
So is it true when I was on with you, didn't Crime Faces call you during our?
No. He was coming on. Everyone who, if you don't know what Crime Faces is, it's the most hysterical Instagram page that there is. It's just a guy who commentates street fights and professional fights as well, and he's a guy from New York, and he's from New York, but he was gonna come on, but then it's hard, man. It's hard like scheduling. Dude, I'm working 7 days a week. It's hard getting a time when everyone can.
That guy's a gem, though, man.
Like even the last episode was Mike from Judge.
Oh yeah.
Dude, we tried to do this for like 8 months, and then it finally happened. And of course, it happens on a day I'm on an hour and a half sleep, like right now, and I'm interviewing like the straight edge dude, and I'm like, no, fucking, fuck.
Oh, that's a legendary hardcore singer, though.
Yeah, but what, dude? You got a lot of shit going on up in Minnesota.
July 9th is Full Tilt Boogie. We've done it for, I think this is our 11th year. We're going back to the same date, so Mikey, we're doing July 9th. If that's cool.
So the best thing about the Big Truth podcast is it's also a conduit for everyone to plan their shows. So we all can plan it apart. Where the fuck is fucking, we need fucking Walter from New Jersey here so we can get him on the agenda, because now he's doing like 10 shows. Like, who the fuck knows? What else is going on in fucking Minneapolis? You do bike nights?
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. We do a bike night. Usually do 6 of those a year from April till September. And, that's been a lot of fun for us, for sure. Have bands play, bikes, custom vans, vendors, first Thursdays of the month.
Fuck yeah, dude. Now, this is the type of shit that's rad. Like, you got a clothing company, you build bikes, you put on events. I know you're in fucking how many bands?
Just one now.
Just one now? Down to one?
I can't do it. I can't do that anymore, man.
Still in Trouble, right?
Yeah, Trouble, yeah.
What's going on with Trouble? Any fucking dates
actually, our tour was planned in 2019.
Yeah.
And it's finally coming to fruition.
Where, U.S.,
so it starts in Europe. And it'll probably make it to the U.S., but there's some big shows in there. Yeah, big shows.
You going to South America?
No, not yet. It's mostly, Ireland, Finland, Sweden, where metal lives. It does live down in
the
South
true
America.
Metal.
Yeah.
We go where metal.
We go where metal lives, dude.
What festivals are you playing out there?
One is Sweden Rock, which is a big
How many
one.
people show up to that, you think?
Man, I don't know with the COVID, but like 40,000.
40,000.
That's ridiculous.
I think we're playing the Merciful Fate night too on the main stage, which is cool. The next one we're doing the one with the Scorpions.
That's what I was just gonna say. European festivals are the best because it'll be like the Scorpions, Iron Maiden, Metallica, Blood for Blood and fucking
Agnostic Front.
Agnostic Front and Solace or like fucking or like Trouble.
I did one of those, and dude, literally like, dude, Biohazard was there, main stage, like Sigmund all was there.
Yeah.
They had like a hardcore stage, a metal stage, a doom metal stage, and then Alice Cooper and Kiss on the big stage.
Yeah. Or like Earth, Wind, and Fire or something. Shit that doesn't make any sense, but works. My favorite Chopperhead event was the 5th anniversary when it was Solace and Gangrene. The best. And the best is, I don't care, I'll put them on blast. Gangrene's rider was, they didn't care about money. I just had to fly him out and get him a certain amount of cocaine. And that was all we had to do to pay Gangrene. And if anyone knows Gangrene, then they'll understand that. That's the fucking best.
Dude, I got a funny story. I actually, the weekend of that show was CBGB's last week.
I know.
Open.
Yeah.
And I went to see Reagan Youth before I came up to Rhode Island.
That's right.
I passed out in the Lower East Side on Houston Street in my rental car. And I was like, I got to be in Rhode Island. Like, how long?
I'm playing a show in like 3 hours. But it's like Jimmy G. Then he leaves New York like 2 hours before the show.
I got some good Gangrene stories too, man. I'm not even going to go down that road, man.
Yeah. Well, you guys recording anything?
Well, the album's been demoed for a while, but we couldn't. So Trouble does it differently, man. Like we will rent a house, and then we use our own sound guy to record the record. So with the COVID, we couldn't get a house. We couldn't get the guy in town. But so it's demoed. We just got to lay it down. So it's ready to go, man. So we signed a new record deal with Hammer Heart Records, with a label. They put out the whole back catalog and are putting our new record out. So
is a new record going to coincide with the tour?
Yeah, we're trying, but we don't think we can get it released by the tour. The tour starts in June.
Because it's like still like a 6-month delay on vinyl, right?
Yeah, I would guess the record might come out next year, 2023.
Is it going to go streaming first?
I would guess, yeah, probably streaming and then vinyl, yeah. So the Hammer Heart Records are putting out, like, dude, probably the best reissues I've ever seen, man. Like the vinyl quality, the colors, the
packaging.
Oh
and shit.
Man, I don't have them all, but I have like 3 reissues. Trouble, phenomenal.
There's a lot going on with that. That's like a good industry right now. Like.
Yeah, and this label really wanted it, and we wanted a new record too. So the back catalog and that.
Where can people find? Actually, this. How many different styles of bars do you offer, or do you do like custom shit too, like by request?
So I don't have my own bar, like signature bar. Every handlebar I've done was been, hey, I like that. Can you do this? Can you do that? So I do one off. The guy will tell me what he wants, and I'll basically bend it live. I'll FaceTime it.
Live bending.
Like here's the clamp, here's the bender, here I go, and I'll bend it in real time. Like how does that look?
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay.
All right, I'll polish it.
And then you
know, because you get a handlebar and then you don't know what's going to want. You know, they can see it live in real time.
So, like, just one-on-one with the client.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
it.
Yeah, man.
And because that's the way I would want it.
That's like the most personalized service I've like ever heard of.
Yeah, and it puts the person involved.
I'm just gonna have you do all kinds of stupid bars now. I'm gonna be like, hey, Bobby, I want to FaceTime.
Can we talk?
I want to do like some Bavarian pretzel bars. Can we do that?
I'll try.
Fuck
You'd be amazed what I can do with a tube of metal, man.
Can you do upside down 10-speed bars?
I think so.
That's going to be the chopper shit for 2023.
But I saw those new. Did you see those like Black Bluto REV bars? I visualized in my head. I cannot. Like that's next level, man. Like I was thinking like, man, I don't even know how he got that. Like I'm thinking about how he bent that bar.
Are you getting at the point now where you're going to quit your day job?
You know what? I'm going to retire in 5 years, so I'm not going to quit yet. So I will though. I got 4.5 years
4.5
until I retire. That's how old I am. Yeah. So I'll be 55.
It's fucking crazy.
It is crazy.
I wish I had my setup here so we could call Keith right now and just deliver like a dose of ignorance into this.
Oh, man. Love him. Listen.
What's coming up? Anything else coming up with Heavy?
We'll be at the Donnie Smith show in St. Paul, Minnesota, 23rd, 24th of this month.
Where's that?
St. Paul.
St. Paul.
Minnesota.
All right, I missed it. Yep. And where can everyone find more information about Heavy and then about your bar company?
On Instagram at Heavy Clothing. You can find me on there. The store is heavy.bigcartel.com. And the bike show is Full Tilt Boogie.
Fuck yeah. And for everyone that's looking at it, Heavy's a sponsor of the podcast. Just because we're friends and you help fucking do producing behind the scenes. So all that stuff will be on the show notes. You don't have to remember it. What about, where can people find out more information about the bars?
So my nickname is Bobby Good Times. And so I didn't want to have my company be called Bobby Good Times, although it's pretty fucking cool. But I decided to call it BGT. So it's BGT, just custom bending. And I do other stuff too. I'm building a bike for a customer, but mostly small stuff. And just hit me up on Instagram, Bobby GT, and that's about it so far. I don't have a website or anything like that, but I'll get it out.
And for everyone that knows, we all just vend together now at every show, and it's like the best thing.
United.
Yeah, we just
the unholy trinity, Chophead, Bobby Good Time Bars,
the
and
darkness triplets
Heavy.
have arrived.
Yes, absolutely. So fuck yeah,
Darkness
man.
has arrived.
Well, fuck yeah. Well, I can't wait to be done with this so I can go back up there and fucking hang out.
Yeah.
But fucking good having you guys. We gotta get to the next. I appreciate everyone that's coming on the podcast. I know we got a line to get through, so let's. I gotta just keep it moving. Fuck yeah, man. Thank you, fellas. What's that? I can't see shit. I'm blinded. Oh shit. Whoa, shit, man. You scared me. We got upstate New York's finest coming to the stage. Tim from GigaCycle, purveyors of the best inverted front ends and rear brake caliper setups that there is. Yeah. What's happening?
Oh.
FXR master.
Yeah.
I don't know. Help me out here, dude. Come on.
Well, what we like to do is take the Harley performance part and then bring it.
Make it perform.
Yeah, make it perform. Not just big motors, big brakes and things like that. Everybody's got motors.
Not just doodads.
Exactly. We have some stuff like that, but our claim to fame is our inverted front ends and FXRs, Dynas, Baggers, Sportsters. We do a lot of the inverteds for the hooligan bikes and things like that. Yeah.
So what got you into even starting that up? Like, did you just see a need, or was it just something that was always an interest of yours?
I went with Biltwell and Mikey and his wife Kat to the Tail of the Dragon with an FXR. And the Tail of the Dragon and that whole Maggie Valley area, the front I had a brand new pair of Dunlops on my FXR, and by the end of the long weekend, the front one was all cupped and bald. And because the 39 millimeter, even with good brakes, PM brakes on it, it was rolling underneath and it was squirming around, and I couldn't keep it on line. So I came home and I got some sport bike legs, and I figured that I can make some pieces to retrofit it to the FXR.
So actually, before we even go down there, tell everyone a little bit about your background, because you're like an engineer or a machinist.
By schooling, I'm a mechanical engineer. I work by trade, I'm a tool maker, a mold maker. And I worked for somebody for 22 years, doing all kinds of projects for General Motors and Eastman Kodak and some medical companies and gun companies.
And I only say that so people understand that your shit is backed by experience and knowledge in these areas. It's not just like, oh, that looks cool, let's make some fucking trees.
It's all fully CAD designed. It's all prototyped and things like that. And, a lot of friends in the industry and things like that, they get to be my crash test dummies. They put parts on their bikes, and I ask them how it works out for them and, what they think and improvements and critiques.
That's your R&D team.
Yes.
Yeah, R&D team.
R&D team.
That's how
yes, absolutely. So
how long have you been doing this?
I've been in business. I took the plunge in 2007.
Okay.
So
because your inverted front ends is one of your biggest things.
It's yes.
And what is talk a little bit about for people that really ride, what is the benefits of having that over the stock
setup?
The benefit of the inverted front end is basically it's more rigid. All the strength is in the top. We put nice billet trees to go along with it, so it's the strength is there. I call it we got a benefit of you get big brakes on top of it. You get sport bike brakes on top of it.
Yeah, you can stop.
Yeah, oh yeah, and you'll notice that you'll start wearing front tires out, just because the brakes are that much better and the tires actually wear because they're actually stopping the bike.
Yeah,
not just gliding. So that's
just coasting.
Yes,
leisurely.
Absolutely. Yes. So and then we actually
now is there more endos that are happening? Unintentional endos?
Well, what guys tell me is they get too hot into a corner and they spike the front brake and the thing will high side, and they never had that issue before. Yeah. So I warn.
So fucking take it easy.
Yes.
Learn your new setup.
I warn a lot of new customers that
don't go full Picard.
Yeah, be careful with it. Absolutely.
I've never watched an episode of that, by the way. I just know the dude's name. I'm a rapper now, LeBron's fonts, and Picard is the only thing I can rhyme with that. So there we go. Yeah, I said LeBron's fonts. What else you got going on? I know everyone knows the front ends, but I brought a rear Sportster brake caliper setup for a chopper I'm building.
Yes, it's
badass and it's got stopping power.
Thank you. A lot of the other components that we use for the front, we get requests. Hey, I want my rear brakes to match. So we
to work.
Yeah, well, there's that too. Plus, the FXRs, is generally what I'm constantly building FXRs.
Yeah.
So, and the newest one is a 2000, so it's already 22 years old. So the newest one's a clapped out hunk of shit. So, and most of them are mid 80s into early 90s, so they got some miles on them, and they're just worn out. And the stock Harley brakes were shit to begin with, and 20 years old, they're double shit. So
who sponsors this show, right?
Well, that was then. That's 1990s.
Yeah. I'm just fucking around.
So, but at any rate,
Stabby.
so we put that all together, and then we put different floating rotors and different brake pads and things like that. So. Yeah,
and I noticed, I think they probably paying attention because on the Pan Americas come with a little bit better brake setup.
Oh yeah,
some Brembos and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So is FXR your favorite?
Yes.
Setup.
Yes.
What are you working on right now? Like, I know you always get something. Couple of coals in the fire.
Well, yeah, I'm very interested in the new Softail ST because it's basically, in my opinion, a modern FXR. So we'll see. We got one that hopefully will be showing up sometime soon, and we can take a look at it to see what we can improve on that.
On that Lowrider ST, does that have an inverted front end?
Yes.
It does?
Yes.
Interesting. I didn't even, I forgot, I didn't even look.
And it's got supposedly decent brakes on it, too. So I'd love it if I didn't have to
do anything.
No, just ride it.
But at the same time, there's a room for the developing some better shit.
Yeah, it's got T-bars on it, just like it's basically the bikes we were building.
Yeah.
Already. So we just got to change the exhaust and get it to sound like a Harley instead of a sewing machine. So and then they got enough power.
Yeah,
it's not like the old days.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy just in general what kind of power is coming out of bikes now. Like no matter what size it is.
Oh yeah.
Like in cars, like four cylinders are like.
Well, if you think about the V6 Camaro, has more power than the top of the line big block had back in the day.
Yeah. It's like how it's
got. I watched this thing on. I watched these dumb stuff on YouTube and. Motor Trend channel and stuff like that, and they had all these jacked up cars that they were racing, and the goal is to race around a road race course to beat the rental car, the V6 rental car. Yeah, and only one beat it.
What one?
It was some like race car esque thing, but you couldn't drive it on the street very well.
That said, there's something about idiot power and not having a good suspension system. Like I had a Plymouth Duster with a 440 jammed in it.
Sure.
And doing 30 or 40, if you hit it, it stopped roostering around.
Right.
And that thing was swaying all over the place. There was a certain fun to that, but it's not like getting into like a
BMW or like a fucking Tesla or something.
Well, that's the bad thing about the electric stuff is you don't get the noise and the power. You know, you have the power, but you don't get the noise and everything, the smoke and everything that goes with it.
Our shop hand, his father got a Tesla, and he brought it to the shop, so I got to drive it. I've never been thrown back as hard when I stomped on that. I'm not getting a Tesla because I'll not have a license in 3 weeks, but it's fun in its own way. I don't want one. I don't desire one.
They don't have the styling or anything like that.
No, it's inside. It's absurdly plain. Like there's nothing in it except for some big flat top screen.
Well, that's why we all ride Harleys though instead of a Honda.
Yeah,
you know, if you want a reliable, powerful motorcycle, you ride a Honda.
Yeah,
you wouldn't ride a Harley.
Performance handling motorcycle or whatever. Yeah. But that said, like you stomp that Tesla, the power is instant.
Yes.
It throws you back. Like I've been in a ton of muscle cars. I've had a ton of muscle cars. I've had a ton of built up cars. I've never I almost got like whiplash. He's like, be careful. I was like, nope. Boom. And then, but it's his father's car, so I had to kind of be cool.
And there's no transmission.
No, that's insane. With that said, are you going to do anything for the live wire?
Probably not. No, Christian Newman and I are pretty good friends, and he's always prodding me about electric stuff because he wants to, you know, the wizard, he wants to come up with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I understand there's probably a governor on it. I've never ridden one. But if it's anything like that Tesla, people are going to fucking die.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's insanity. It's fun.
They go. Yeah, I thought Harley broke them away, and now they're their own product line now, rather than,
I don't know.
Like Livewire product instead of Harley Livewire.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that's what they were doing, something like that.
Don't know, don't care. But what else, man? What else you got going on? Like front ends, brakes.
Oh, we got a Sportster trip planned. We're gonna take like a group of 10 of us are gonna take Sportsters and ride them off road for 1,000 miles. And,
where?
We're coming. Yeah, I don't know if it's called the BDR. That's all these off-road trails. Yeah.
Which one though?
The one.
There's one in Massachusetts. I'm going to take the Pan America when I know it actually runs.
The Mid-Atlantic. We're doing the Mid-Atlantic first. And then the next one we'll probably try is the one that starts in New York and goes up to Maine.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do that as a second one.
Yeah, because that one I think cuts through me.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
I'll meet you on that.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't have a sports, but I can get one in time.
Pan America works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's like 10 of us that are going. We all committed to it, and then. Are
you gonna document it at all?
Yeah, there's a couple guys, YouTube guys coming and things like that. So. Yeah,
when's that?
It's the beginning of the summer in May.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What, you're not supposed to talk about
No,
this?
I don't want too many people to show up, to be honest with you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So don't worry about when it is, and just follow GigaStat to see when it happened and follow it along.
Then you can come. Then we'll plan something for next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let them R&D the route.
Correct.
Figure it out.
Correct.
And then come strong the next year and open it up.
Well, it's because I was part of the Biltwell team that did the Nora 1000 with the Frijoли.
Yeah,
and we did the inverted front ends on that and stuff like that. So this is where that sort of stemmed from, is where's Bill and all the guys at Biltwell, they were talking about, you know, they got the Biltwell 100 and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, well, you know, that's cool, but that's out in California. I live in New York.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big commitment. So we put this together.
The good thing though is with doing the off-roading Sportster stuff, you live in upstate New York, so you got plenty of trails and off-roads and fire roads and whatnot to test things out on. Now, is that something you're thinking about getting into, is some more on-off-road or adventure type of product line?
We do already have. We got a long travel suspension, front suspension that we did for the Frijoли, and we have different models of that, you know, different parts. And then we got the one that we do for the Hooligan Sportsters that I personally think is a better one for if you want to ride more on the road and off-road and stuff like that. So we got a couple different versions on the trip, so we'll see which one works better for what we're doing.
Yeah. So it's also some built-in
R&D.
Yeah, and I want it to be for some, like Mikey was talking about with the Saturday Sportster and things like that. There's all kinds of Evolution Sportsters out there for $3,500 or less dollars.
Or less, yeah.
Less dollars that you don't have to spend.
Although the last year's been weird, man. I've been
right.
Like it used to be like, all right, you can get an Evo Sportster for like $2,000, and now clapped out ones people want like $4 or $5 grand for.
Right,
like,
right. Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
You can overpay and get a really nice one for $3,500.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to spend $20 grand on a Pan America and have fun.
No.
Yeah, no. So that's.
What are you trying to say, dude? I'm just kidding.
But
I've never bought a new Harley in my life, and that's what made me. I was like, I support this. It's cool area. And then I get it to Arizona, and it fucking shits out. Computer glitch. I'm like, fuck this fucking.
And there was
thing.
no parts.
No. No one even knows what the fuck is even wrong. Like
really,
because it's all computer shit. Like
they didn't give you another bike to.
They offered it when I was already on the ride home.
Oh, I see.
Like, yeah, thanks, dude. That was 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah. But whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep fucking jabbing that as much as I fucking can. Because I'm in the fucking homeland for that shit, so fuck you, motherfuckers. I think we got someone else coming out. Where can people find out more about what you got going on and following the stuff that you do, because it's interesting stuff? Like, seriously, if you're into riding your bike and you really want to get the most out of it, you got to contact this guy.
Yeah. At GigaCycle Garage is our website's GigaCycle Garage, and then we're at GigaStatt on Instagram.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's always good seeing you.
Absolutely.
I'm going to see you in a little bit. We're going to drink. Fuck yeah. Thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for coming on. All right. Who's next?
It's like you don't even know.
I can't even see shit. I'm just blinded. So I gotta wear a hat like that. Swiss.
How we doing, Drew?
What's happening, bud?
Dude, fucking another day.
Another day.
Right.
It's hot as fuck. Swiss is a hooligan class rider.
Yep.
You raced last night.
Yep, we raced in the hooligan class. I wasn't supposed to race, but I raced anyway.
Why weren't you supposed to?
I broke my collarbone in December. Then a doctor was like, don't do that. So I showed up anyway.
Is it any worse today?
No.
Didn't tell your doctor?
No, we had a great fucking time last night.
Yeah.
Seriously, I can't tell. Like,
there's no one there. Yeah, don't worry about it.
there we go. All right.
No one cares.
like my mom here?
Yeah.
But no, like hooligan racing is the shit. Where it's just like, go have fun and. Like,
explain for people who might not be as familiar. You're someone involved in the hooligan class. What is hooligan class?
So the hooligan class is I cracked anything 750 cc's or bigger.
Yep.
So they're like,
does it cap out?
Doesn't cap out. Okay. AFT has a cap at 750. So hooligan is like, no, go bigger.
Yeah.
And it's the only other regulations are you cannot modify the frame. So you can't cut and weld. You can't fucking change the geometry. They're like, so 750 cc's or bigger and go nuts.
So as long as the frame is
stock. Yeah.
You can put one of Tim's front ends on.
Yes.
Okay, and get that.
Oh yeah, that edge. He helps us out.
Yeah.
And JJ Flaherty makes parts for us too.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, and JJ does a D-rate kick because with flat track you want to kick it back a little bit. So that's where you get the edge, where you're like, hey, we can have bolt-on parts, but we can't cut.
Yeah, you didn't alter the frame.
Yeah, exactly.
The stock frame.
Yeah.
What are some of the most important kind of upgrades if someone's like looking to break into that class? I mean, you just mentioned a couple, but
yeah, biggest upgrades are just like horsepower, where if you know how.
So there's no regulation on what you do.
You can boost it up like SNS makes a 1250 cc kit.
Yep.
So you can take your 883 Sportster. And you can do a 1250.
Do you like the Hammer? Have you tried the Hammer 1275?
I have not.
Okay.
I think I need to.
Yeah. That every ounce, right, counts.
Yes. Hey, there's no replacement for displacement.
Yes. What got you into even racing in the first place?
How
long have you been racing?
I've only been racing for 5 years. Okay. I'm old, not old, but I'm old. Both my older brothers race motocross. up in New Hampshire. So I came and like, oh, I was just the guy that hung out and I worked on their bikes. But I was like, I am deathly afraid of jumps. Like, I can't jump a bike. I can't wheelie a bike. So I'm like, yeah, like, cool, you guys do your thing. But then I was like, Rusty Butcher out of California used to post all the videos of like, hey, here's this hooligan thing we're doing. And literally, I just found him randomly on Instagram, and I'm like, I want to try that. So I'm like, easy, it's flat, no jump. So I'm like, let me try that. And I think I was 35 or 36. I'm like, let's do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, this is
right at the age when broken bones means something.
Hey.
Thank you, Pat.
But at the age where the broken bones cost a lot more money.
And take longer to.
Hey.
Ooh, that's a strong one.
So the first race I ever did was actually an AFT race. So like American Flat Track. Jeremy, who's the promoter, he does Flat Out Friday.
Yeah.
First race I ever did, they did one in Cleveland. And he was like, hey, he randomly hit me up going, yo, I need hooligan racers in Weedsport, New York. He goes, that's like, Googling it, he goes, like, that's by your house. I'm like, yeah, I know where Weedsport is. I'm like, that's a 2-hour drive. He goes, come race. So my first race ever, I'm on a fucking AFT flat track race. So I'm like, okay, these are like pros.
Yeah, these are dudes that.
Yeah, these guys.
You're the only dude there where it's your first race.
They know what they're doing, and I'm the guy going, I don't know what I'm doing. But I met JJ Flaherty, Dave Kilkenny, nicest guys in flat track, and they're like, you got this, don't worry about it.
So it's pretty supportive.
Yep, the hooligan community and the whole flat track community in general, it's so supportive where they're like, yo, day 1, day 5,000, they're like, no, let's just have a good time.
Yeah.
So
there's no dirt, no jabs, no.
Yeah, it's not they're not sandbagging you.
Yeah. So, your first race, you're going with people who've been doing it for a while.
A long time.
You're watching.
Yeah, I basically watch.
What's that feel like? Like, you know what I mean?
I was
trial by fire, right?
I was shitting my pants where I'm like, these guys. I'm like, it was a 3/8 mile track, and they're pushing like 110, 120 miles an hour. And I'm sitting there going, 50.
Have you ridden a track yet?
No.
Yeah. But here's the theme. Just fucking do it.
They're like, let's go do this. They're like, let's bring you in. We're going to get you into this. I'm like, just scared shitless. But they were like, no, you're fine. They're like, let's bring you in. Let's make you comfortable. And they're like, and especially the hooligan class, they're like, no, there's no bullshit. They're like, we're here for fun.
Yeah.
Period. Like, we have to go to work on Monday.
Yeah.
So
we all want to go to work.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm like, I'm a diesel mechanic. So I'm like, yeah, I got to go to work on Monday. So that one, they were like, exactly. They're like, that's our mentality is let's just have fun. Don't get hurt. If you're over your head, throw your hand up, get off the track. Let's just have a good time.
So what was your mindset going in it? Were you like, I'm fucking going to try and really win this? Or am I just trying to get through this?
I was just trying to get through it, where I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but they're so supportive. But I was like, instantly, I'm just like, I want to finish a lap. That was my mentality going in. Like, I want to do one lap.
How many were there?
10.
Okay.
But I did it. I did all 10 laps, got off the track, and they're like, hey, you finished. I'm like, thanks. They're like, you got to do it again in like 10 minutes. I'm like, you guys are fucking kidding me. But that's their mentality. They're like, no, you're gonna get better every time you go out.
What was the difference the second time for you when you went out?
Basically, they all just kind of like, they're like, prop me up, or like, you're gonna go faster this time. They're like, but don't ride over your head, but go faster. And they just kept pushing me and pushing me. They're like, we're gonna make you a better rider. And I was like, this is fucking insane.
And there's no way other to do it other than doing it.
Just do it, yeah. And that's the entire hooligan scene is like, you just gotta fucking do it. And like all those guys, especially that first race, but then like the second one I did was a Flat Out Friday in Cleveland, but they're the same thing where they're like, and Scott, who owns Fuel Cafe, was there.
Yeah.
And I wrecked hard in Cleveland. And he goes, you know what you did wrong? He's like, you didn't find your brake. So he's like, next time you're gonna find your brake, let's do this again. and they just kept boosting me. I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
So how long did it take for you, or like how many races did it take for you to like get from the beginner, just trying to get through it, counting the laps, to like where you felt comfortable or actually competitive?
I still don't feel comfortable.
Well, you probably never should, right? Because that's when shit goes wrong, when you take it too much.
I was say, like, 5 years later, I'm like, I'm comfortable to race, and I know how to push my limits, but at the same time, it's like with everybody else, I'm like, I still got to go to work on Monday.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, hey, whatever. But that's what they go. That's the whole hooligan mentality is, or that's how it started. They're like, yeah, we have jobs. we have to pay bills. They're like, so we do this for fun. But at the same time, they're like, but we're going to push each other and we're going to fuck shit up.
Yeah, so it's because it's like anything, right? Like the more experienced people are, the crazier it kind of gets. So you jump in.
Exactly.
When you jump in and there's already been like years of development,
and
skateboarding, right? Like
exactly.
When Ollie was the new trick, and then the new kid comes in, and that's the first trick he learns.
Yeah, he's like
things develop
he's
further.
like, I already ollied. Here's a fucking 360 rail
whatever.
slide.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, I'm gonna hurt myself. And we do push ourselves like that. But the big thing is like, have fun, but try not to disable yourself.
Yeah, yeah. How much prep goes into your bike before a race? Like what's some of the main things you got to do?
Big thing is obviously like maintenance, just like oil change, clean your fuel tank out, clean the carb, like just basic shit like that. But then it's like, oh, let me, tires. Tires are a big thing in flat track.
Sure.
So it's like, hey, let me, they call it rasps. So like, scrape your tires down so they get texture on it. So you're like, oh, cool. Gets more grip, more traction, faster you go.
How many uses do you end up getting out of it, though?
I'm still on my first set of tires.
Oh, okay. In 5 years?
5 years. Because I don't race a lot.
Okay.
Most guys that are like at least 2 sets of tires a year.
Yeah,
With me, I'm like, I just don't race enough to do that. And shit, tires ain't cheap.
No. You got a sponsor?
Nope.
What's
hey, tire sponsor.
Well, what are you running? Give him a shout out.
Dunlop. I would love a
which
set
ones?
of Dunlops. DS3s.
Yeah, all right. Well, maybe there's someone.
I know they're here. They always come out and watch us do this stupid, reckless shit. But
how'd you do yesterday? Okay.
We're not going to talk about that.
So, you finished.
I didn't crash.
You didn't crash. Okay. What's kind of your favorite?
I'm drinking a Busch Light, so that should be a sign of how I did.
I didn't even know that there was still Busch Light. We found the Schlitz fucking brewery, and we went there to the old dinner club.
Nice.
That was nice,
dude. PBR. I'm a PBR fan.
Okay. Yeah. Again,
But sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Rave, if you guys could get a PBR, that'd be great because you don't have PBR.
And it's made like
it's
down
made
the street,
in Milwaukee.
Right? Yeah. Just saying.
Like it's local.
What's now that you've got a few years under your belt, like what's your favorite part of this? Like
honestly, the community, just the friendship. Like seriously, everybody I met, it's like instant friends. And it's like, there's no drama. I mean, like, obviously, everything in life, there's drama. But it's like, in the racing scene, but the flat track, and especially the hooligan class, it's like, there's no drama. They're like, hey, we're just here to have fun. And you can't beat that.
Well, fuck yeah, man. Where can people find you to get more information about you and your racing and things like that?
You can find me on Instagram at SwisCheeks, SwisCheeks.
SwisCheeks?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a different story for another time.